Alright, so I'm just going to throw my voice into the fray. I don't know about you, but my inbox, my YouTube feed, whatever the hell you call it, is pretty much jam-packed with Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K news from NAB 2018. And no, I'm not at NAB 2018. I'm not an industry professional and I didn't get an invite. However, like the video that I did on the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera a couple months ago has been like far and away the most watched and commented on video that I've done. It seems like it's such a popular camera. People are just so interested in it, and you know, people like talking about it. I had this one guy, I can't remember his name, who was just like writing paragraphs and paragraphs, enraptured, and just, I mean, just he seemed like he had some sort of romantic and relationship. Not to make fun of the guy, I really appreciated his comments, but he was really into the camera. And a lot of people commented on how they're waiting for a 4K pocket cinema camera to be announced or to come out, and then, you know, that would kind of, you know, make them pull the trigger because of, you know, all of the reasons that this camera, the original BMPCC, the BMPCC, is, you know, not for everybody. All the limitations have basically kind of been eradicated. If you guys haven't seen the announcement, I'm not going to really go over all the specs and whatnot. It's typical of Blackmagic. It really is. So here's kind of like my hot take, if you will. Kind of what I thought about it. Maybe instead of the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera, they should call it maybe the Blackmagic Cargo Pocket Cinema camera, or maybe the Blackmagic Pocketbook Cinema camera, because it's nowhere near as small as this. 7 inches wide, so maybe 2 inches wider than this. And the reason for that, and this is kind of like the thing that's most controversial to me, or to me that seems like unnecessary, the rear LCD on it is is 5 inches, which sounds great, and it's 1080p. They say it's bright. There's no EVF. I wonder about that because I watched a video and they were doing a demo, a product demonstration at a Blackmagic Design guy was talking about the camera, and he said in order to get proper focus, you know, it's nice to have a big 5-inch LCD or 5-inch screen to judge focus properly and whatever, to monitor your shots. However, the Blackmagic, the Ursa Mini Pro has a 4-inch LCD. So I don't know, it seems to me, so here's what to me, and tell me what you guys think, I would rather have a smaller 4-inch articulating LCD on the back, because that one doesn't articulate. And they also said, you know, use this camera to film yourself or something, but it doesn't articulate. It continues in a long tradition of Blackmagic Design, questionable design choices. They give you so much, but then they want to take just a little bit away. And also, wouldn't it be smaller? The overall form factor would be a little bit smaller if the screen weren't so damn big. Really, that's the only weakness of the camera. I mean, it looks amazing. It looks to me, instead of like a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera, it looks like a mini Ursa Mini. As far as all the specifications, it does everything that the Ursa Mini does, just with the micro four thirds sensor as opposed to a Super 16 sensor. It ticks all the boxes. It basically does everything that people wanted it to do. Longer battery life. It's got a slightly bigger battery, so you'll get about an hour, depending on, you know, all sorts of factors, your resolution and frame rates and whatnot. The sensor size, according to the Blackmagic Design specs page on their website, is 18.96 millimeters by 10 millimeters, which they claim is micro four thirds, full size micro four thirds. And I went to the Panasonic websites to look up the GH5 and GH5S, and their websites claim that both those cameras have a 17.3 by 13 millimeter sensor. However, I've seen some YouTube videos, DSLR Video Shooter in particular, who did a comparison, and he claims that the GH5S sensor is actually it has different dimensions. It's a bigger sensor. Obviously, my MFT mount, you know, fully electronic MFT mount. People are talking about the autofocus. I'm not holding my breath in hopes that it's got like really great autofocus. That to me isn't something that I feel like Blackmagic is going to put in it, and I don't really care about. What do you think? I don't know. It's an awesome camera. It does so much. Oh, and the ISO, the maximum ISO is like 25,000, which is unheard of for Blackmagic. Usually, I don't know if any of their cameras until that have gone above 1600. And it's a dual native ISO, like a lot of the new Panasonic cameras. Basically, I wanted to, you know, just kind of quickly talk about, you know, hey, they finally did it after 5 years, announced a successor to the BMPCC, the well-loved and much maligned BMPCC, I guess you could say. And it really has everything that people wanted. And in my opinion, it does a little bit that's kind of strange in the fact that it got really big. Still, I mean, of course, it's still handheld. To me, the questionable thing is like not having an articulating screen, because really, when you're hand-holding a camera and you want to be able to put it wherever you want, and then you want to be able to adjust the screen so you can see it. So if you're shooting down low, you can't see what the hell you're shooting. If you're shooting up high, you can't really see. I mean, even the Sony A7S, no, it doesn't flip out, but at least it tilts so you can hold it low and then tilt the screen up so you can see what you're doing. I don't know, I just think of the big screen is just, it's just weird. It's just a weird thing. I don't know why they did that. I would much rather have a 4-inch articulating screen than a giant 5-inch non-articulating screen. And the fact that you need that big screen to pull focus, I think that's stupid, because the Ursa Mini Pro's got a 4-inch screen. You know, micro Four Thirds sensor, and is bigger obviously than the Super 16 size sensor. So what do you guys think about that? I know that's, you know, people really griped about the Super 16 millimeter sensor size. I kind of like it. It's just different. It's unique, and that's what I really love about this camera. It's not going to be the camera that you pull out for, that you use on every shoot, well, except for that one guy. But it fills a certain need, and it's different. That's kind of what's cool about it. And the new one, it's just kind of like, it's better in just about every way, and it still has that one weird design choice, but it's still, I don't know, it's not as unique anymore. But I'm not trying to complain just to complain. I'm just giving you my honest feeling about it. It's going to be an awesome camera. Would I sell this one and try to get that one if I could? Probably. Oh, and it comes with the full DaVinci Studio, DaVinci Resolve Studio, so that's nice. And it's only about 300 bucks more than this, and I feel like with everything that you get out of it, you know, 4K DCI, RAW, ProRes, 60 frames per second 4K, 120 frames per second 1080. Like I said, it's just a mini Ursa Mini, basically, in almost every respect. So anyway, tell me what you guys think, and are you gonna start saving your ducats? Ducats? Who says ducats? What the f is a ducat? Are you gonna, you know, save up for the 4K, or is it enough to kind of sway you or dissuade you from looking at the GH5, GH5S, Sony A7S III? Thanks for watching this video. And also, you know, I've been away for a little bit, kind of life stuff got in the way. Hopefully I'll be returning to a more, or trying to reestablish a more regular upload schedule. Man, I was in class last night, and it's a film theory class, but really we just watch movies, and he talks about trivia, like Oscar trivia. And we watched The Bridge Over the River Kwai. Holy shit, man. Where was your editor? Did your editor fall asleep? Yes, probably, because that movie was long. It's a good movie, but that there's a scene at the beginning where the battalion, the British battalion that's captured, they're marching into the prison camp, and they're whistling their beep boop, beep boop, boop, beep, beep boop for 30 minutes. I just dropped my notebook. Wait, I mean, come on. There was nothing going on in that scene. Like, there was way too many wides. They cut to some close-ups to kind of introduce you to some of the main, not even the main characters, but some of the characters that you'd see more often, that weren't just extras. Jesus, that was long. You know, it was a different era in filmmaking. People's attention spans were, I don't know, they were less conditioned to hyper attention disorder, whatever you want to call it. But so I'm tired. Class didn't get out until like after 10 o'clock, and then I have to drive home. It's like a 25-minute drive home, and I didn't go to bed until after midnight, or maybe midnight, and I'm old, so that's really late for me, and I woke up at 6:30.